single with no kids. I'm looking for a friend or somebody to talk to.
I went over to go meet him whilst he was still in prison.
I'm just looking to talk with women only. Ladies only.
How y'all ladies out there doing?
We got married once he got out.
You know, it was like 200 something people that reached out to me.
What's up, TikTok? I'm a Leo.
It's me, Seferino.
He kept saying, I don't want to be a bad boy anymore.
I'll show y'all how I look, how my body looks.
This man that wrote me these beautiful letters does not exist. I've noticed that it's like a dating website.
People see things on TikTok and see all the, attention that you can get from it, and they jump onto that and romanticizing that.
If you like what you see, holla at me.
I was petrified of this person. He had said that if I ever send him to jail, he will spend 2 years in jail, I will find you and I will kill you.
Hope to hear from somebody soon.
I got curious and reached out to a man on a website called Rad a Prisoner from America. I did actually say to my family, oh, I'm writing to a couple prisoners. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Chloe, like, what are you doing? Like, what, so you can get murdered? And then I ended up marrying him.
I'm a prison wife. Of course I have another phone.
I had quite a heart for prisoners for some reason. I kind of just saw them as a bit more broken. I considered myself back then to be pretty wise. I get on the website and I just see like a heap of profiles. You could see their max time when they got to prison, what type of crime that they're in for. I was in my head thinking like, oh, what if I meet someone that's super charming, they end up being like some kind of, serial killer, I end up on a documentary or something. I just thought, well, at least if they're in America, what are they gonna do? Fly over here? They can't even come into the country. I stayed away from the crimes against women, crimes against children, but pretty much everything else was on the table. Oh, he looks scary. That's another thing, I didn't write to people that looked scary. He's got tattoos, arm sleeves. I feel like everyone needs a jailbird therapist to vent to, and I can make all your problems go away, lol. He's funny. See, he looks so nice to murder someone. I was totally naive in that I think a lot of people were looking for romantic connection. My husband's bio really was so thoughtful. He said, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and I'm looking forward to finding out which one we could be. I saw involuntary manslaughter and I immediately wasn't worried. I don't know if that's strange, but it could have been anything. It could have been a freak accident. Rondell ended up in prison at 19.
911, you need fire, please, for an ambulance.
Police for an ambulance. I just said I got shot by the Cleveland Public Library.
Basically, he was with a friend. They had, a feud going on with another guy. Rondell's best friend thought he was doing the right thing by standing up for Rondell and ended up shooting the young guy, and he ended up dying.
I didn't want to believe it. I said, oh, that's somebody, playing a joke or something. They said, oh, young man, they got shot or something.
What's your name, man?
They that is my son.
And they fled the scene. Yeah. Hi.
So, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Cool. Just about to go on a little walk.
Because we couldn't be with each other physically, it forced us to really build on an emotional level.
I'm really looking to plan something for the 4th. Like, I really don't like the fireworks, to be honest. So I used to be scared since I was a kid.
Wow, scared of fireworks but not of gunshots.
Yeah, the gunshot thing, I know that sounds wild, but the gunshot thing is like, sadly, it's kind of normal.
He would always make jokes and say that he's 4'4", and I was like, shut up. I knew he wasn't. When I went over to go meet him, I didn't really prepare I mean, actually, that's a lie. I was very do my makeup perfect, do my hair perfect. It was surreal when we saw each other. We both had the biggest smile on our faces, oh my gosh, this is the person I've been knowing online for how many years? 3. I can't believe I travelled across the world to come and meet this man. And we'd already spoke about getting married, before I even got there. It was honestly dating, but fast track.
I didn't think you were a real person. I thought you were some catfish person trying to finesse me. Being in prison, a lot of people disappear and leave you for dead. As far as the website, Brighter Prison, it was 200 something people that reached out to me. I was overjoyed that people cared enough or was attracted, I guess.
I had a lot of people on the internet saying that you were cheating on me, that he's gonna murder you, he's gonna rape you. You were using me for money, even though at that time I wasn't giving you anything.
What they're saying, they've seen it before. On my end, I had people inside with me. Bro, you crazy. She's obviously trying to use you for a green card or a visa. I'm just bro.
Would I do it again if you didn't exist? Hell no. We got married once he got out.
Oh my God. Why B don't pick me up like that?
All up, I think about 10 years in prison. After we got married, we spent about 2 months together. We were best friends, and then to come back here and, him being out of prison, and all we're waiting for is my visa. It's just so much harder. There's a lot more interruption to our time together. And when he was in prison, he had a very regimented schedule. And now that he's out, just trusting him, trusting the people that he's around, of other women. He hasn't been out in the world for 10 years.
I didn't get the fairy tale ending. I didn't get romance. I almost died. It's not a happy ever after. It's not a fairy tale. And I have noticed that a lot of people are wanting that, writing to prisoners. The ones who are more attractive, they get more comments and more people are willing to write to them. A lot of them do say, no crimes against women. You don't know if it's true. You can't see their criminal record. You're just taking someone's word for it. I first got a prisoner pen pal, Brad, through a friend of mine. He was from a different country and had found himself in jail. He was in there for a large quantity of drug importation. Jack was Brad's cellmate, and Brad had told me about Jack, how he was alone. Me and the girls at work, we decided to write him a letter. He had this great story. He was a full-patched bikie, could get into any club. We were going to be the most protected girls in Sydney, and I guess everyone's life seemed boring compared to this fictional life. When I get out, I swear to you, everywhere we go together, I will hold your hand, Baba. He kept saying, I don't want to be a bad boy anymore. He hated violence against women. It was putrid. Any man who hits a woman should be shot. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, but I'm afraid I don't want your brother or sister in any part of my life. So I became closer to Jack. I physically met him when he walked out of those doors at the jail. I can't say I was attracted to him. That day was great, but then after that, he kind of just disappeared. And then all of a sudden he came back on the picture because he needed money. In public, he was this great person, this funny person, but behind closed doors, he would say things to me like, do you know what I'm capable of doing? I do believe he had an agenda. I was paying his rent. He took my car, took my apartment, everything. He said if I ever tried to take the car back, he would go set it on fire. He had cheated on me. He said that he would never do it to me. And the first time he did, he had pulled my hair and had thrown stuff at me. And then the choking started, the punching in the face. He's broken my nose. He's choked me unconscious. Sorry. He had said that if I ever send him to jail, he will find me and he will kill me. I'll spend 2 years in jail, I will find you, I will come for you, and I will kill you and everyone you love. I had to go to the police. That was the only way that took my family having to drag me, kicking and screaming. The police were so supportive because he was a serious offender and a high-risk offender. Just hearing what he's done to previous partners, I'm kind of lucky I'm still sitting here. You know, this man that wrote me these beautiful letters does not exist. He's not here. I see a lot of these jail wives and they have a lot of the same letters that I have, and it's almost like it's the same letter that gets passed around. I even got a letter from one of Jack's friends in jail that was exactly the same. I miss the innocence that I used to have. I miss the ability of being able to believe in people. Now I second guess everything.
It's been really hard to make friendships. I see Rondell has such a strong foundation. I feel like I have nothing. I just get so sick of explaining the story. I can't be bothered to have to justify and kind of stick up for us. We don't know when we're going to be back together again. With me waiting for my visa, we're just waiting for me to get there. So it's been harder.
If you like this video and want to see more, subscribe to the Feeds YouTube channel.